Alright, let's see what we got in this box. Feels like a bunch of air. Whatever it is, it ain't very heavy. Not very big either, I guess. So, maybe some kind of an oil line, gas line, trim, who knows? Pretty light, whatever it is. Let's see, oh, push rod, throwout bearing. Ooh, early one. There you go, that's a good one. That was it, whole package. That's all we get. That's all we get. A lot of shipping for that one. I hate the auction where you lose all, you get one auction for a whole weekend. That sucks. Alright, so this here is, well, they got a snap ring on that thing? Man, they really think ahead there. So this is a 1938 and earlier, all the way back to 36. Knucklehead throwout bearing. Also a UL. So that's for your clutch, push rod, and throwout bearing. So 39 they came out that big ass one, mid 39 they had that big ass bearing on there. So this is earlier. So still feels good. It's a little rough in there, but still usable. It'll work fine. So you even put a snap ring on there so you won't fall out, even though it's even pressed on. It has a taper in there. It's pressed onto the shaft. And then they do that. So they over-engineer stuff, so definitely works. So my 37 ULH, I got me a bearing to go on my 39 tranny. So close enough. Yep, putting pressure on there. Still feels good. All right, well there you go. That's what they look like. So if you have a real weird push rod, it's got a real thin tip to it. It's an early one. So dimension wise, we have 169 thou for the titty. Titty appears to be roughly 800 long to where you go into that taper. And what's the overall length? In case you got to make your own. Should be 3/8 diameter material. Yep, 373, 3/8. And the overall length on this, tape measure. Who stole the tape measure? Is it out here somewhere? I don't know. Appears somebody stole it. A lot of thieves around here. Yeah, used to be one laying back there. Used to be like 3 of them back there. Alright, well, we were working over here on the milling machine yesterday, so I remember we need a tape measure down here for doing that deal, so there we go. Go from 3 tape measures to 0. Oh, there's the other one. I knew I had more somewhere. There's another one hiding in the corner. Alright, let's get our overall dimension here. See, back in the day, well, I make stuff. With my 45 bike, I only had one of these throwout bearings. The 45 one looks like this, but it's smaller diameter. So I actually took my 45, bored the cover out, put this in there. I made my own push rod for the 45. I had to make an adapter here, a bushing adapter to get to the bigger size. So I got a heavy duty throwout bearing in mine. Now I didn't measure this. So this is 1 inch, 990. So it's a 1 inch throwout bearing, and it's about 1/2 inch, 494, 1/2 inch wide. 1/2 by 1. You like those little numbers, are consistent. Alright, to the back of the bearing. So we're right there at just over 13 3/4, so that'd be 13 16ths. And if you go to the actual face of the throwout bearing, whoop, way down here, you can see squat there. See, when you got the camera in the wrong spot, you can't see nothing. So you go till you bump up against the throwout bearing on the wrong side. We got our number. 12 and 13 16ths. Now if you go to the top side, it matters. Top of the bearing, it is, oh, drop the tape measure. Pushing it's 13 1/4, but it should be a 16th, but that's radiused on the end. So basically it's 13 1/4, if you want to call it that. So right there at the end, that was up to here. If you want to go to the actual very tip top of that thing, if you ever want to make it all the way full length, then we're about 13 and a half, pretty close. Might be a 30-second longer than that. So that's if you go all the way to the very top of the push rod tip there. So there you go. So basically the overall length of that push rod, if you make one to support this, is going to be 13 1/4 inches minimum. And if you go out the end a little bit, 13 3/8 would be fine. You don't need to go out all past that. That's plenty. So the key is you got to cut it down to the 160 size, whatever it was. Was that 169? 169, call it 170. There you go. Alright, so if you want to make one for your 36 to early 39 big twin, 4-speed, 3-speed bike, there you go. Go ahead and make it.